Welcome to episode 4 of season 3 of Surviving Nairobi. Kama kawaida, it's your boy Hafare, aka big nigga like Kaoru Hanayama, aka rich nigga like Scrooge McDuck, aka smooth nigga like Ronald Isley, aka slick nigga like Half a Garden Goods, aka pretty nigga like Jeremy Meeks, aka fly nigga like Nemo Hose, aka savage nigga like Road Warrior Animal, aka sad nigga like your divorced uncle. Bado amenikata. What's up as you through? Blue ticks nazikula zote. And just like the last episode, Leo, I'm not with Ivy. I'm just gonna let our guest host for this episode introduce herself. She's not new here, but acha nimwachie.
Hey, mazee Hafare mepiga ma AKAs that I'm even scared of putting my AKAs. You know, even I came prepared for this podcast and now I'm coming to Surviving Nairobi. So I also brought my AKAs, but they're not as complicated as Hafare's. So this is Alice Kanji on deck, aka the love of life, aka your favorite auntie, aka your future sponsor, aka Banter Over Brancher, which is the name of my podcast, by the way, aka Tantalizer, aka your dad's favorite, aka your favorite podcaster in the building. I'm very glad that Hafare brought me into this space, and being the co-host, it's such a pleasure. Yeah. And as you, and again, this episode is gonna very familiar people. We have guests that if you listen to the show, you should be aware of. Kwanza, our first guest who will introduce himself, he needs no introduction. People know him, people love him. They can't live without him. He's been here too many times.
Capo Kenn, pleasure to be back. I have 2 fans here kwa salimia. Mercy. And Mrs. Mbogwa in the background. Big ups.
Hey. Our studio.
They are applying pressure in the right position.
Connect to the audience here as well.
Trash.
So yeah, and after Capo Kenn, our other guest has been on the show, has been repeatedly on the show, but not in an official capacity as a guest, but you've had her before, especially on like the last episode of the last season. So take it away.
Hey everybody, my name is Valerie Cherono, aka Wakili Extraordinaire. I think that was the only one that I could come up with. Super excited to be part of this episode, and yeah, enjoy it with us. Yeah,
and by the way, if you don't know, Val is our legal counsel. Yes. Tukipata contract, kama just 1 or 2 maybe, no, we can't continue like this. There are a few changes that need to be. Come on, Mona suits.
Yes. Val is the girl.
Yes, I am that one.
So, before to answer, by the way, we were talking about something. So Val, please take it away.
Val was very passionate about something. Tell them.
So today, before I joined this platform, I was having lunch with my girls.
That's why you had the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was having lunch with my girls. So these 2 friends of mine are in stable relationships. Tumefika, tumekaa chini lunch. We went to a certain restaurant in town, a Somali restaurant that serves generous portions. Mnione kando niwaambie ni gani.
Tunajua.
I miss familia.
Mulipewa ndizi mwisho.
Na maji ya take away because that food was, on a level of its own. So we're having lunch. So we have this conversation, and one of my girls, every single chance she got, she just went like, men are trash, until we even decided that is going to be our slogan for the day. So me, I want to ask.
I just want to say
pose a question.
Actually, I am part of the women who believe that men are trash.
At some point in your life as a woman, you have thought a man is trash.
Actually,
for
that's
sure.
True.
So me, I want to pose a question. Hafare, please. Kenn, you guys. Okay, let's bring it home. It's here in Kenya. What percentage of men do you think cheat?
85%.
You want to be 85? Maybe as a proud black man, so rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, King of Wakanda. And I would like to say this categorically: black men don't cheat.
Yeah.
The lies.
And I'm disregarding the background people who are showing like the thumbs up. No.
Of course,
there are people behind those cameras who are just shaking their heads. It's a lie.
The professionals, they know.
No.
They know.
Kenn?
First of all, the first, as in, I can't say a low 49. Nana kwa generous.
Low 49.
49%.
Are you part of the statistic?
Because
apparently not.
That's a good question.
Baka tuko impartial kijibu vitu kama
hizo. Of course, but Adami, if I was to go out there and
have
say
you ever
this,
cheated? Oh, sorry, finish your statement.
If I was to go out there and say this, relationships that fail or have like you never hear about things that work. You only hear about things that don't work. So
Okay,
if you're only hearing about
True.
if you're only hearing about men cheating, you'd assume all men cheat, but nobody who's at home happy as in anaishi vizuri na bwana yake ama like their man will come out on Twitter and say or the streets or anywhere say my man doesn't cheat, no wataka tu home na maisha yao. So basically if you're basing all your it's anecdotal evidence. That's what I'm saying.
We're not basing the argument just on cheating.
Here's the thing. Okay, so men are trash anyway. That's the whole thing I can agree with. But nimeuliza swali ya cheating.
Unfortunately, me in the side na species
No,
yangu.
ni sawa, relax.
That's a statement.
And that's
no.
what we call
Here's the
blind
thing.
loyalty. You
No,
don't even know what you're
your
talking
statement
about.
imekuwa blown out of proportion.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you about cheating first. So if you only hear about men who cheat, you would assume that all men cheat, sindio? Because nobody hears about the good things. People who are happy at home aren't going to come outside and talk with such ferocity as people who have been cheated on.
Wako content.
Or content. They're happy being at home.
Anakula
Let me
biryani.
say content mazi. Si content. Kuna difference.
Clearly, kapokena kupea
Tomato potato. Zizi.
No, but for real,
here's
for
the
both
thing.
of you, have you ever cheated Hafare?
Huh?
Have you ever?
Yeah, the question is,
No.
in case you didn't hear it from Alice, I'm asking. Ushawai kuwa
here's the thing.
Fidelity.
Okay, I have a question here. No, this is the question.
Why are you not answering the
No,
direct?
listen, I'm going to answer the question. Skia. So, Mimi, if I've been in a relationship, no, I've not cheated. But have I been with somebody while they were cheating?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever
Of
cheated?
course sijawahi.
Of course.
How? Ati of course.
Unaona sasa ukisema how ndio inanishock.
Oh, so unakaa tu.
Kama una like dem wako, mbona ucheat?
By the way, fair enough. I
Na
will
mbona
apologize.
and why have you asked how? Are you expecting a man to cheat?
Thank you.
Imagine the way our society has been set up nowadays. It is more probable for a woman to set herself up to expect her man to cheat than to actually be there and be happy and believe like this relationship is actually
Alice,
going
you
well.
know,
I
I mean-
agree
Val-
to disagree as well.
But what you're doing is you're preemptively denying yourself happiness.
No. I'm not saying you're getting me wrong. Wait, you're getting me wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
Let's
That's
unpack
not what I'm
this.
saying.
Let's unpack
I'm just
this.
saying,
Now is the
in the
time.
current society, the way
Let's-
it is set up, it is more prevalent or it is more probable for a woman
yeah, that's
to get
true.
herself into that mindset and assume that a man would cheat as opposed to her going through the relationship in faith that it won't happen.
In fact, it's
And
very,
not because the man has actually cheated for real. Sometimes it is predisposed. It even comes from our aunties. Your aunties are the ones who are
Please
telling
don't talk
you,
about my aunties like
no,
that.
No, wait.
Please.
We know your special relationship with aunties, so
Can I ask? Can
These
she
are
get
the
a
aunties.
close up? Because
No.
hii ni tu ni mse anaongea.
imagine hapana. Allow me to make my point. Allow me to make my point.
Unajidig deep into a hole. Cheki.
Hapana.
Tayari ushaji
You're
expose.
gaslighting me, by the way, and I am not letting you do it.
Juzi nimeambiwa na neg mse pia. As in, unajua negging?
No.
Ndo wafundisha.
Sawa.
It sounds very
Okay,
inappropriate.
fine. Again, my point is, it is more predisposed for a woman to imagine that a man would cheat even before he has done it because of two things. Number one, the society, how it treats cheating. KOT on Twitter every single time a man is exposed for cheating. The men ndio wako pale wana rally behind him all the time. Oh,
Black men
you are
don't
breaking
cheat.
our homes. Black men don't cheat. Sijui, you're breaking sijui what. We have seen all of that happen. So if the men are supporting each other, it means they are not calling themselves out on the things that they do. Number two, you as a woman, you are told even during those those 2 moments when you're with your mom, with your aunties, your mom's sisters, just before you get married, they tell you, if you're being a smart woman, you need to take a few thousands over here, keep them for a rainy day. They never tell you what that rainy day will be. That rainy day always involves a man walking out somewhere, a man not meeting a responsibility he's supposed to meet. Either he will walk out on you and go be with another family, either he will just stop providing altogether, or he is just not doing what you know he needs to do for the family.
Who hurt you,
So
bro?
they tell
Who
you
hurt
all of
you?
those things.
But the other bit of
There is
shanga-
such a thing
No,
for
no,
marriage.
honestly,
There is such a thing
no.
for
You are very
marriage.
passionate.
It's a thing-
Skia,
it's a thing that I have seen happen so many times.
Umejiarticulate
I think
clearly,
it's
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, ni
true.
kweli, yeah, ni kweli.
Can
I
I?
think it's wrong.
Yeah,
but
from another
I have
woman's
a question.
perspective.
Okay, finish, alafu
Sorry.
nauliza swali fulani.
Yes, from another woman's perspective, I 100% agree from where you're coming
Umejiarticulate
from.
vizuri, sorry.
Amejiarticulate by the way.
Thanks.
Gaslighting Z, nakusikiza.
By the way, it's very true. But from my perspective, I totally agree 100% with what you're saying. But I think most of it is also triggered by maybe past experiences, previous experiences. It's not very uncommon to meet a woman
Find healing.
who has not been cheated on, number one. And two, I agree to disagree the fact that sometimes you may be predisposed to believe that a man has cheated even before. For me, let me just say for myself, when I decide to commit myself with this other human being, at the beginning, especially because relationships, and they're built on trust. I'm not the best at relationships. I've been single for almost 3 years. But I believe that there's a certain way that when I'm getting into a relationship, we've passed through that situationship where I evaluate and know whether this is someone I need to trust. And if I'm in a relationship with you, I believe that I'm supposed to trust you wholeheartedly until you prove me wrong. And so by the time I'm in a relationship, I'm not thinking this guy will cheat on me. And in fact, I don't want to think that way because it's going to mess with my mind. It's going to make me feel, where are you? It's going to make you text, where are you? Why are you not in the house now? I don't know,
imagine it usually
job or something like that.
Start like that. I feel like for me, it usually starts like the relationship is going well, the honeymoon phase, you're in love.
Yeah.
Oh my God, babe. Hi. I can't wait to see you, blah, 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 and all of that, you're doing
everything.
And you are believing and you're moving in faith and the relationship is going so well.
Then it gets to a point where love becomes a choice.
Exactly. Until it gets to that point where you are making the choice for the person and the person is not choosing you the same way. That's when those thoughts that you have been hearing about start creeping in your mind.
But that's only if he's broken the trust at some point.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
It is already predisposed in your mind or you're already told that at some point in the relationship, expect that something like this might happen.
Okay, but that is a thing that is true. But I want to go back to something you said about they will leave you for another family. So, have you ever imagined your parent has a secret family?
Ai, shindwe.
Have you ever imagined that maybe you are the secret family? Nyindo mnafichwa. Akitokunga Friday anaenda to his actual family. Nyinyi tu ndio wale ati siku ile, as in, okay, honestly, because this one happened in African like cultures and communities. Ile siku atakufa, nyinyi ndio mtaenda mazishi, muulize nyinyi nani? Exactly.
Oh my God. But why do men cheat? Let's even just get into
here's
that.
the thing. We can't see the thing because we can't just say why do men cheat because men are the only people who cheat. Why women are immune to
Morris, can I ask? I have a question.
Why do women cheat? Me, I'll tell you why women cheat.
Have you cheated?
Have I cheated? I have never cheated and I've never been in a serious relationship regardless.
Have you cheated?
So,
if I'm being 100% honest, yes, I have.
Tell us
why did you cheat?
Tell us why.
Because my needs were not being met in that relationship.
Exactly.
And I'm not proud of it. I'm not saying it.
Women just cheat after they're overwhelmed. Men cheat when they go to the club. They just meet someone nice.
You are suffering pekenyu, sindio? Hao no one cheat for fun, sindio? A man walks, anaingia matatu, anaingia anashuka stage, ana cheat tu hapo. Please, we say, spare me.
Oh, wonderful.
Please paint a context. How?
The fact that unaweza justify cheating, that it was a consequence.
There's no justification.
No one has justified cheating.
The reason. There was a reason. So I'm trying to say, men are the same reasons.
And that's why I'm saying I am not proud of it. Yes, I know it was a mistake. And now, wherever I'm standing in my life right now, I know it is better to have the conversation than to do that.
But then,
I acknowledge
that. But that's the thing. Like, let me say, you can look back like that. I knew the person like I was with
was not.
Imagine unajua mtu.
Oh, I think I've been in a similar situation as you.
You're with somebody. Like this is back in the day in your campus. So you're with somebody and then unajua chali yake, like as in you go, you do your thing, alafu unapeleka udem kwa chali yake and it's like uko hapo tu, this guy anakusalimia vizuri na muangalia tu kwa like
the death of common decency.
I'm not proud of it as the same way anasema. I am not proud of it, but ilifanyika tu, and if I was in the same situation now, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, because you have learned from your mistake, Hafare, right?
Please,
and we're not saying you have. Then saying you have to go through the mistake.
Imagine you're proving my point by laughing like that, because even as he has said that
emotional maturity,
he learned from his mistake. It's still funny to you in a satirical way that he's probably gonna do it again.
Can explain. The reason mimi naona ni funny sana. Cheating inafanyikanga sometimes circumstantial too. One poor decision leads to another.
No, here's the thing. If sema ni pa dem kwa clubs ndio, alafu one thing leads to another, to the home whatever. Na siku aware kwa na chali, I wouldn't blame myself for that because that is
you didn't know.
Didn't have. But if this is somebody that I know, najua ni dem yako na bado na smash, alafu bado tuna hang out vizuri na mimi na smile.
Oh, kama ni best,
do you
kama ni best yako.
the cheater or the home wrecker?
That's a good question.
The cheater or the cheater? Me the cheater. You know why? The cheater because the homewrecker would not have existed if the cheater had not made the choice.
It's none of my business.
Check.
Can you say the same thing? Blame mwizi amonye nyumba mlango ikiwa
not unless you
are the other way around,
and
actually.
you know this person's and you're just fueling.
Alice,
so in my case personally,
but regardless I feel like it's
by
the cheater.
The chick, so
I think it's the cheater's
Check
fault.
And also, see, even if you are approached by the chick, you have the choice. Hafare, you'd say, "No, this is not how I roll." Or like,
it's the past. It's the past.
Listen.
It's the past.
This is you're talking to somebody who was 21, drunk and high on hormones. You think I gave a shit about that nigga?
Morris,
Give a shit about that
let
nigga.
me take you back.
enough.
It's 206. Arkele ako ndani ya closet. The woman anakuja. I mean, the husband comes. The husband anataka kumfight. Akamwambia she chose me. Siko najua form yako ni gani.
Okay, ni kweli, yeah.
So,
I don't think you can.
And you see in that situation,
I was aware.
in that situation, Arkele is the homewrecker, the shorter is the cheater.
Yes.
So me, I'm saying you blame the cheater because the homewrecker would not exist if the cheater had not made the choice to be entangled with the homewrecker like that.
But what if
Entanglement.
now what if the cheater starts falling in love with the cheatee?
Check you
No, this is too much.
That's a choice that you made.
Fall in love.
That's still a choice that you made.
This is too much.
This is too much. Tunaanza kufika into like the twilight zone. Where normal things don't happen very often. So let's just
fall in love. They built a life together for 38 years. Akarudi.
So in this case, basically, still, Alice, I would like to point out what you're describing is the Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats scenario.
Oh yeah,
man.
Right now, Mashonda ko besola na 8 shit.
Kusikia Will Smith went to the bathroom to cry because he knew he fell in love with Jada.
Hot
When
shower
he was married. What happens? How do you even leave a situation
maybe
where
the only thing I remember about that whole thing is the memes.
The entanglement memes.
Because honestly, by the way, when we were planning as in season 2, me and Ivy decided honestly never to talk about the entanglement on this show because there have been 6 billion podcast episodes on the entanglement. If you want to listen to it, go listen to something else.
In fact, Morris.
Let me shout out iRip. It's related, I promise. They did a good episode on that.
Yeah, they did. I've heard it as well. No, we didn't. I don't think we mentioned it by passing, but.
Yeah. So if you want to listen to something about entanglements, see your sit
or anything, just listen to Bantoba Branch as well.
Yo, so let's just digress. Let's just move away from that topic because apart tunaongea education. Capo Kenn,
fair enough.
The proud meninist that he is.
So before we close this topic, so you have said that you think you said it's 49% of men that cheat. That's what you think, and you
33. For every one man that cheats, there are 2 that are at home happy.
In the background, how many of you think?
And you?
What do you think the statistic is? I said 85. How much do you think men cheat?
Yeah or nay? 85, yeah or nay?
Well, I think it's a large statistic on both ends.
Unajua kuna mtu anasikia shit, jotuna mic huko.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I think it's a large statistic on both ends. I mean, like, we've normalized the idea of being promiscuous.
Normalize. Thank you for that word.
We've normalized the idea of being promiscuous.
So
no
then
one
I
really
just die single if that's the case.
No one really takes responsibility for
the cheating because it's like.
I mean, look online. You know, like utanipea ama utanipea. You know, like we openly do it.
Okay, I understand.
So like
why
even by the time you get to that point.
Apparently yes.
So by the time we get to that point, like, why are we even calculating percentages? It's probably everywhere. Like.
Yeah, okay. So men cheat. What I got from that.
So here's the thing now. Okay, people cheat. Mr. Somebody men cheat. People cheat. But here's the thing. In general, people cheat now.
Yeah.
Like the moment somebody cheats on you, you know what you're gonna do after that. Now, Mr.
How far is cheating? Is just talking? Do you guys consider texting cheating? Do you guys?
I have an algorithm for that. I have an algorithm for that.
Before you say algorithm, I wanna point out something. Relationship dynamics are different completely. So
yeah,
there are people who you can even go outside and smash somebody else.
Okay.
Hakuna cheating. Cheating in come in when the emotional connection na come in. Sindio? And for somebody just texting somebody, hey, ataanza kuuliza yo, why are you talking that chick? Are you cheating on me?
For my fans, for those who want to
to
approach you, what do you think is cheating for you?
Please don't approach me, I'll break your heart.
Can I just say?
Disclaimer.
We were speaking about your story, Jada mkasema ishe. But let me just say, same thing, no, that is the double standard na call out. Mtanisema mimi ni meninist.
Okay.
Lakini Jada Pinkett Smith. Woe is me. I cheated.
Okay.
Me munione huruma. Ingekuwa any other nigga on the street, someone ange lose endorsements. Maybe hata angeangiwa in public.
But why are men not speaking? because women would have spoken with Phil is the one who was cheating.
and stood with her throughout.
Men are just saying, hey, you know, they're not speaking as loud.
Why do you need a podcast to apologize to your wife, to your husband?
That's also true.
Okay, so again, to not get stuck in the mud on this
Oh,
topic,
sorry.
there's something again I wanted to talk about, Cindy, regarding the same thing about relationships. So unfortunately, was it last year that Bob Kolimo passed away, Cindy?
Yeah, may he rest in peace.
And then he left all his, I think, worldly possessions to his wife. Alafu,
Worldly possessions, man.
are they not worldly possessions? Cindy?
Jeez, man. Relax.
Too specific.
Is that not the legal term?
No, it is.
It is the legal term.
Yeah, it is.
the
They are
legal term.
worldly possessions.
They are worldly possessions.
Old Testament. I mean,
No,
there's so much
actually, the right term is his estate. He's left his entire
So-
estate to his wife.
so-
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the
Thank
thing.
you.
Umesikia kuna prophet in
I play a lot of video games that are set in the 1800s, so the vocabulary is reflecting on me. But anyway, so when Wamboi K called him, in fact, I have the tweet here. She's named to private, sindio? But for me, ni how the media was saying ati ameachiwa kila kitu, as if like there was an obligation for him to leave it to anybody else.
Yeah.
And then it came back to this, because I wanted to talk about this. The role of in Kenyan media in shaping garbage narratives like this, Mazi. Why are they posting this? Don't you think, because when Wamboi posted that tweet, she posted an entire thread of stories that you should be covering, that you could be talking about, but you're here talking about what my husband left me. Bwana yangu aliniachia whatever he had.
In fact, she called herself, I don't think I am newsworthy.
Exactly.
There are things that are more newsworthy than me.
And
And
then,
she's right.
You know, for me, it came back down to this thing, Sindio. Why are media personalities more important than journalists in Kenya? Why does Andrew Kibe have a platform? Sawa?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Why do I have to wake up in the morning and listen to Jalango, who at best is only who he is because he's popular?
Yeah.
Instead of somebody who can
I
actually
don't know.
create.
I think we need to get. I think we need to get to the bottom
I
of
have a
that.
take, very obvious take. Mbona tuseme people of a certain generation, hata timu ya yetu, the first hit wanaingianga ni like tuko. In Kenya, TMZ li creating the world. As in the headline is more important.
But here's the thing. In the US, for TMZ, there is a mirror of it. There is the MSNBC, there's the CNN. There are all these news channels that actually have journalists on board. So, TMZ is just one facet of the whole media industry. In Kenya, the media industry is
The Kenyan
media
news
industry
and
so
influencers are being mixed.
Here's the thing.
That's
The
true.
moment you become an influencer, the moment you become a media personality,
Your
you
word is
have
gospel.
standing over somebody who spent 4 years training for this.
And
Unaelewa?
that's a problem, actually.
That's the problem, because in the US, in developed countries, both the Daily Mail exists in the same space as the Guardian. So, the people who will read the Daily Mail, fun fact, Mail Online is the biggest source of fake news. Fake news on the internet.
In the US, yeah.
On the internet, they produce more fake news stories than any other site. So, but at the same time, kuna the Guardian, kuna the Telegraph, kuna all these other publications that.
Okay, can I ask a
are doing the
question?
right thing.
Can I ask a question? Kama uko na blog post yenye wasa nasomanga, una post ime 3 days in a week. Unapata 30,000 unique readers. Kwa hizo every year time una post. Compared to place kama Nation, wanapata tuseme 10,000 every day. Of course, mwenye ako na readership, you know, ina determined sasa.
I think it's all about monetary incent. They always bring people who they feel will generate income for them.
Yeah,
and it's
true.
totally
Advertisement.
unfair.
True.
And may I have a question?
I understand that.
I
understand that. Here's the
but
thing.
I feel like it's
Don't you
unfair.
think? Because I feel like for a business, Indio,
For a
if you have a
business,
factory, Indio, you have a
yeah.
factory.
You
want
get
to get
someone
in.
who knows how to run it.
You want to get in the latest equipment that will cut you down cost to get your profits, Indio.
Yeah.
But if you take the media to be a whole profit-making scenario, the media have a role to inform the people.
Yeah.
If your whole goal is to
It
make
gets
profits,
compromised.
the people who are listening to you, the power of the media is so. The media is
gets
so powerful that the moment
compromised.
una take out mtukana nini, just platforming. This is something I nachukia sana, because when I turn on TV, sindio, or turn on local TV,
Turn on.
alafu, fuck you man.
Endelea.
So you turn on local TV, unaona nani kwa hiyo nini, umsanishi kwa shop ya Mpesa Amerix. Sawa, unaona Maverick.
Wait, check by the your room yake is green walls. What walizidi?
No,
As
I
in,
don't care.
Kenjaman just have
No,
green
then she
walls.
got- that one goes to Hafare. But here's the thing.
Can someone just not like
Yeah.
green walls?
But here's the thing.
No.
Again, you see somebody like Maverick Aoko who can't even say ignoramus. So, it's my ignoramus. If your whole platform is based on being intelligent and always say certain words, diction, you are defeating yourself. But anyway, that's beside the point.
People are diminishing the value of journalists.
Exactly.
Let's start from there.
If you as the person, as the station manager, una see it fit that, okay, I want to bring these people, I say our lowest common denominator content. So people who will just say anything because they want to trend, they want to go viral, they want to be the next Andrew Kibe to get that job.
Exactly.
And they will speak anything that they want.
Exactly.
Don't you feel like the station manager, the person in charge of being in like the editorial team, everybody could sit down and say like, let's just spare the people who listen to this drivel. This
You know, another
because
issue
we all know
would
it's
be
bullshit.
another issue would be journalists have studied journalism.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so there's, you know, journalists, it's very easy for journalists to say this is not newsworthy, this is not something that, you know, but for an influencer, it's very easy for them, and I don't want to bash anyone, but it's very easy for an influencer not to know the difference of newsworthy. And actually, no, it's not.
They care
hard
more,
to
in my opinion,
they care more about the monetary incentive than what the people need to hear.
Even before they care about the monetary incentive, I think they care more about being politically correct so that they can be engaged
for
by
their own
brands.
reputation.
Yes,
But here's the thing.
But for a journalist, you're trained to reproduce the news regardless of
and
the
critique
circumstances.
that exist in your
exactly.
you know,
and I'm
your
speaking
area.
passionate because I'm doing a course in relation in line. So he topic Hafare women.
But here's the thing, because for me, honestly, I feel like sometimes when you put people whose only measure of success is metrics, like just how many people have we reached,
Yeah.
how many
Exactly.
people have reacted with this. If you put an influencer on a platform that deserves a journalist, then that platform will become bastardized because who influencer understand anything about journalistic ethics? Yeah, najua tu at the end of the day, I got
By the way,
I got
that's
100,000 likes
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
post, indio, and
Yeah.
then
and they can keep their
And
reputation
there's,
and
a
grow
reason,
it.
and there's a reason why the media is referred to as the fifth estate.
Exactly.
By the way, because they're
but
supposed
fifth
to
to
be
the fourth
mid.
estate. Are they the fourth
The
estate?
fourth.
They're the fourth.
Guy,
But the
my
media is
apologies.
so
The fourth,
compromised in
yeah,
Kenya as
the
well.
fourth
Yeah.
estate. It's actually
fourth
it.
estate.
Yeah, the fourth estate, because they're supposed to be mirroring like what are the issues that the community is facing. They're the ones who are supposed to be exposing all of these
But
things
then-
that are happening.
But then we can't deny the fact that the media is okay. We're not denying the fact that the media is fucked. But what we are looking beyond the journalists because it's so engrossed into the media industry because the media is run by popular people who can't allow for other news.
Yeah.
So influencers are given the script and to
This is
read
what
and
you
it's
need to
a
say.
good script, but. You know, behind the editors, the owners of the stations, there are some news they can't even remove, even if it's very beneficial, very...
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Who determines?
What,
the editor
what becomes
determines
news and what
becomes,
doesn't?
Yes.
Because nimenotice a trend. Me, I need you people to wake up.
Yeah.
Consumers ndo wamekuwa kichange kenye
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah.
The people who
Let
own
me
the...
tell you,
me-
kuna
okay,
reason-
yeah.
let me-
Sorry, finish.
Kuna reason msaitonga nani? Msa alikuwa na host the trend.
Larry Madowo.
Kuna reason alibounce.
Yeah.
Yes, alikuwa atrai kwa trendy. Ilikuwa itwa the trend literally. But bado kulikuwa na a bit of good reporting pale.
What is the role of fake news? Because I feel like that's the section of news that we Kenyans, we eat, tunaikula ka.
And that's the role.
Yeah. And no, I'm understanding that yes, it's supposed to be a discussion, but
The
to what
distraction.
end?
The
To
role
what end?
is
What
for
role-
monetary incentive.
Every click gets paid. AdSense
If
for
the
every
fake
click.
news is getting the views, then they're going to use that news.
Mo-
And journalists most of the
For
times
me-
don't have a say because the people in the background, most people, sometimes journalists are blamed like, why is Larry saying such news? You don't have a choice. This is your job. You're told report this news.
This is
And
what
the people in the background, you don't know them, and that's why Larry or for example,
and
I'm
at
just
what
giving
point
an example.
and at what point does your authenticity and your principle come in and say that yes, I understand that this is
Exactly.
this is not what
Yeah.
happened.
But the dilemma is I
I
need food
applaud
on my
someone
table.
like I applaud Dennis Okari,
Yeah.
the guy who did the
Yeah,
coronavirus
exactly.
expose. It must have taken a lot out of him to be able. In fact, I even tried to wonder how he was able to come up with the facts. Even
And-
the investigation process on its own.
And
is
people like
difficult
that
on
is
its
why
own.
it proves you need to get the proper training to actually become a journalist.
Okay, can I give you like an actual experience I have me mwenyewe, sindio? Because we get comments on the podcast, we get people reaching out to us, sindio, saying like, oh my god, I've been looking for this because this is so different from what is out there. You guys are speaking what's really happening, sindio?
Yeah.
Other than like everybody's copying everybody else, trying to go viral, trying to create name. So even on what's her name, Yvonne Okwara,
Yes.
ndio,
Yeah.
when she goes on this
My
like
take.
rants zake anaongeanga anasema this is
Yeah.
the state of what these things go viral, so many people see them, alafu so many people agree to them. It isn't that people aren't a fan of it, it's just that people have been denied it. I honestly
Yeah.
believe that people have been denied quality good journalism.
Yeah.
Because the people
Fake
at the
news
back,
is just
fun fact, I just want to say, you guys watch TLC, sindio?
Yes.
Have you watched TLC?
Yeah.
If you have DSTV.
Hey, why do you watch TLC?
My mom loves TLC.
Okay, yeah.
So, you can my 600 pound life.
TLC ni nini?
The channel called DSTV.
It's a channel and they talk about like interior
Yeah,
design and
yeah.
like weird
It's just
lifestyle
weird things,
things.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Your 600 LB life.
My
Yeah, I know that.
600 pound
I know.
life,
I know that show.
Which featured a drive-by fat shaming, which is one of the funniest things in my honor. But again, my 600 pound life, John and Kate plus 8, all these shows.
Yeah. Hey, you know them.
Do you know the TLC? What TLC means?
Tender love and care.
No.
Oh.
Okay, yes. TLC can mean
Yeah. It's showing, babe. It's showing. It's showing. It's showing.
Yeah. So TLC doesn't mean tender love and care. It can also mean tables, ladders, and chairs. If you're into pro wrestling, like me. So, but in this context, in Amanisha, the learning channel. So,
Get the ladders.
That's what it means.
in the 90s and early 2000s, TLC used to have very educational content. Their content was literally geared towards learning. But you know what they realized? It is cheaper for us to get these cheap reality shows because we can make a whole season on the budget of
It's true.
one episode, and we're gonna keep the same level of viewership. So for me, I feel like Kenyans and Kenyan media houses realize, why would I pay a professional who would demand what they're worth, where they can just pick an influencer from Instagram,
who will
or
get
from
me the
YouTube
views,
and pay them half or even a third of what I was gonna pay an actual journalist, and they will not do any journalistic work. I will control the whole production line from what they're gonna say, how they're gonna look, everything. Pay them a third, and they're still gonna get me the same amount of numbers as an actual
I
journalist.
was going to make the exact same
If
point.
if you were the business, the one behind it, what would you?
Yeah, again, it makes sense from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
Like if I was the guy who was running
But-
the channel,
yeah.
if I was the
Would you do the
shareholder,
same?
If you're the COO,
Would you guys do the same if you guys were the
officer,
CEO?
Imagine you would do the
Yeah,
same thing.
of course.
But if you're thinking about it like from a passionate perspective, where you're like, me, I want to report on like such kind of news. It makes me think about people like Kina John Alan Namo and Muhammad Ali. How much they used to chase their stories. How much they used to go and like put themselves.
But they cost
at risk.
way more than an influencer.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
they cost way more than an influencer, and also for you to be able to live a life like that, where you are chasing the stories like that, there has to be some risk.
So how?
The kind of stories
so
that
what's
they
the
used to
solution for
expose-
this problem?
Okay, no, I have a question to pose to all of you.
Authenticity.
Sawa?
Me, I just think people need to be a
I have
little
a
bit
question
more
to pose
moral and more.
to all of you.
What's a middle ground where
Connected
the
to-
COO profits and at the same time the journalist gets to do their journalist job?
Authenticity.
Authenticity.
I don't
That's
think-
the
I have a
solution.
question.
You need the
I have a
eternal
question.
question
Before
every
you want to answer
media
it,
house.
do you think if it's more profitable for a media house to hire an influencer over a journalist, over somebody who has 4-year degree, na kona the ability to do all these things, what's the point of pursuing a media degree, Basi?
It's very difficult, especially we have this debate in my class a lot because I'm doing communication as well,
Big ups.
which means we do a lot. Cheers, man. We do a lot of journalism related things, and that's a big question we have in our class. Is it really worth doing this degree if all they need is for you to just create video content and then you're already, that's all you need, and then now you can be poached in.
Can I answer that? As in, it all goes back to mbona unafanya hiyo kitu unafanya.
Thank you. The passion
you
behind
need to,
it.
and that's why you should be passion driven for everything.
Because
And that's what-
Kenya
yeah,
tunakonfrontiwa,
facts.
tuliona there was a documentary, Degree of Doubt. Everyone alidanganywa, fanya this degree.
Oh,
Sasa
yeah,
kiasi.
yes,
But at the end of
yes.
the day, ukifanya anything with a goal in mind, kama si yako kusuit, unataka, utaenda
you won't.
That's true.
dissatisfied.
And you see, me, when I talk about authenticity, what I mean, I don't think the focus of a media house should be profitability. That should not be your primary
And
goal.
that's why they went to
That should not. Let me make my point.
Yeah.
Let me make my point.
Yeah,
Let me make
sorry.
my point. I don't think profitability should be the primary goal for any media house, especially with the kind of role. Just wait. With the kind of role that they play in this country, because this is how I view it. If you are authentic, that's why I'm saying that the solution to this problem is authenticity. If you are authentic with the content that you're putting out there, with the news that you report, without caring about being politically correct, without caring about, you know, the who's who and the elite, how they are going to relate to you and whatnot. If you are known for your authenticity, that is where the people will come to watch the news. You already have the views. The views will translate to brands coming to your platform because you are the one your platform is the one that people are watching the most. So it means that if like 90% of the country is watching news from, let's say, channel X, then also brands will follow. You see, people will want to advertise during your prime news break and want to put their content over there because they know they'll get the value, because they know a large viewership of the country is from there. How do you get that large viewership from the country? Through authenticity. But if you're able to be authentic, then you attract the brands. If you're able to attract the brands, then it means you have enough money to be able to run your organization. If you have enough money to run your organization, then it shouldn't worry you so much about being politically correct and attracting this kind of brands that will give you the money that you're going for anyway.
But the truth is that by the time, if you're an authentic person, by the time you make it with your authenticity, it's gonna take a while, because as we all know, fake news sells, everything sells,
and that kind of mentality is what my problem is.
And if you keep your authenticity for just a bit longer, you'll be able to make it far. However, people are looking at the smaller picture, like, if I just do a story on this, I'll get the views immediately. But if you're looking long term,
actually my issue.
Here's the thing, it comes down to something. Actually, I was told recently, it comes down to a question of high value versus high volume content. Do you just want to keep putting out just content and bombarding people with just putting out stories about literally anything and everything and just bombarding people, or do you want to take your time to create something really, really good, and that will resonate with people?
Exactly.
That's my point.
That's why people,
like, the thing is, the thing with the thing with people, especially when abroad, you can have TMZ and MSNBC existing in the same space because they both get out different segments of the market. True. But I feel like in Kenya, the market, because of how the Kenyan market is set up, there are only two major radio companies in Kenya. Only two. Radio Africa and Royal Media.
That's true.
So if both of them agree that what's the point of making high value content when high volume content can just do as well, can just pay our bills, and make us our profit. That's where the problem. That's where the problem comes in. I feel like there aren't enough people, and the people who can actually make decisions don't care about whether whatever they're making is good or not. If it sells, it sells. So yeah. Because at a easy, imagine this. Let's say me and Ivy get picked up. Sindio, we take a radio station as
when?
Sindio?
When you and Ivy get picked up?
Inshallah. Yes. So if me and Ivy get picked up, take a show morning asubuhi. Do you think tuko na any media training? The only thing we have ni podcast yetu. But there's somebody who's been through school for, let's say, 4 years. Akafanya 1 year internship at an actual media company. Who's going to lose out on that opportunity? Who might as well be much better than us. But because sisi tuko na maybe this little numbers yetu, we get that position.
But again, as a journalism student, you have to build your portfolio. And how would you build your portfolio? Those are very important questions. If you want to be on news, on media, you'll have to create video content. So as a journalism student, you also don't expect now these people who create actual video or audio content to not be picked if you yourself don't create the portfolio for yourself.
That's the thing. Again, I come back to a question of peer privilege. There might be people who have gone through the entire system, knowing that, one of the funniest things in primary school in Soma, read, go to secondary, read, go to university, read, get a good degree, get a job. Sawa, you get your good degree, you get your first class. Unafika huko nje, you realize the company is telling you, we're going to pick Hafare and Ivy because they have
evidence.
Yeah. And do you know why we have this evidence? Because you have the privilege to record with somebody as good as Bukachi. We have the privilege to record with guys like John who are really
even you as an employee, you wouldn't employ someone who doesn't have evidence.
But here's the thing, again,
but if they've learned,
that's the thing. These are guys who have gone through this whole thing because they're passionate about it. Again, you're passionate. I hate the statement of passion. Do you know why? Because you might be passionate about something, so you go out there into the field. I've realized the game is started.
But sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do so that you get to where you want to be.
But no, it isn't like that.
Okay, sometimes you genuinely have to go through that.
I've gotten where I am right now because I did what I wanted to be done and what I liked.
What you liked. Exactly. And amazing.
So okay, on the point of profitability, that's very true.
Yeah.
You find companies like, for example, Al Jazeera.
Before anything else, this is Bukachi, this is our producer.
Yeah.
He's been with us since episode I think 4, and he's anafanya tukasound vizuri hivi, so let him speak.
Yet again nini a scholar of the Bible. Strange enough.
Yes, a scholar of the Bible.
Speak with him.
Out of theology.
Tweet him at F Bukachi.
So on the Al Jazeera does not go ahead to try and dilute the content in order to make money. Al Jazeera is funded by the princes.
Yes.
In
it's a state entity.
Yeah,
Qatar.
And it's independent, and you can see the stories that it does and the amount of people that it attracts throughout the Middle East, and even actually it's throughout the Middle East and people who have roots all the way down there. The reason with our media and the reason why it's the way it is, it still has so many colonial roots. And how it's done. In terms of even just the basics, like the other day, Nation Africa was launched, right? And these dudes invited Matiang'i and all these specific guys to come, and Matiang'i got on stage and he literally said, sometimes we read the media.
I remember
when we won't trade them. And it's you're live in front of the people who own the media.
Exactly.
And the dude is not even taken off. Like, how do you say something like that? That already shows you like the position, like all these people are already
the authenticity is already compromised.
So from the beginning of even the point of where it's the government saying, the other day the governor said that they're going to pull out advertising in NMG simply because they were saying that most of these governors are corrupt. But then the same people, they go back and give them the same media house itself goes back and gives them coverage for them to like just butter themselves and make themselves look good. So essentially, I'd always just say, if you're a journalist and you're aspiring and you listen to this, either call me, look for me, or like, dude, just find the niche thing that you're good at and do it. But like initially, things will find you, because you don't need NMG to do a breaking story. Like people, the internet is there. Like there are no boundaries anymore. Damn, of those things. Yeah. So like, just do your thing.
Energy.
If you wanna do this, for real. If you are listening to this podcast, if you wanna speak about something, I kid you not, there is nobody better than Bukachi in this country. I will say this.
I would agree.
That would put you on a platform that will make you sound good, and because if we didn't have him, we wouldn't be here. The only question I saw in my life, if we didn't have Bukachi with us, we would not be here. So if you listen to our show and you're like, I really want to start a podcast, I don't know how to do it.
Bukachi is your person.
That's him. Yeah, and you are
genuinely your person.
Yes, he's the person who will take your idea from like, this is a podcast.
Inception to realization.
So reach out to
it's true, and I'm not even part of this podcast. I'm friends with this podcast, but I've already seen the work that he's done for these people and the family that they've created here, and it's just amazing. So atakama ni plug, ni genuine plugging, like this is our boy. And
sorry to interrupt.
Just say
I love the circle jerk, but I have a question. Speaking of,
do you know why you love the circle jerk?
Skills are
because it feels familiar, isn't it?
How dare you?
It feels familiar.
I have a question. Everyone hapa amekuwa Kenya for the past 3 months. You spoke of colonialism. There's the question of now there's this agenda through the media being forced of, how do I say, hate speech. The prospect of war among tribes about concerning elections. Do you think there's a war that is coming?
Wars are manufactured, I believe that.
Is it being manufactured before, or is Amani Mimi too?
I think wars happen as a result of manipulation by these political leaders, in my opinion. Because before election happens, you and the person who you usually chill with, you don't care that they are Kikuyu or they are Kamba or they are Luo or anything like that until it gets to the election point. You can be friends with this person or you can be interacting with this kind of people this entire time. Lakini ikifika your period of election, you barely can see eye to eye because you can't agree on
and who you're hating on people who are embezzling 46 million
and you're hating on people who do not even affect your life personally to that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. Can I read you people a quote? I need you guys to
pull it out.
To guess it's from whom? Where there has been racial hatred, it must be ended. Where there has been tribal animosity, it will be finished. Let us not dwell upon the bitterness of the past. I would rather look up to the future, to the good new Kenya, not to the bad old days. If you can create this sense of national direction and identity, we shall have gone a long way to solving economic problems. Please,
that's by whom?
Just guess. Nani alisema hiyo?
Who guess?
Raila.
Guess.
DJ Shiti.
Wildcard, I love it.
I'll just say Raila as well.
Apparently hiyo ni quote ya Jomo Kenyatta.
How ironic. How ironic.
It sounds like something
Whether
you would
please,
say though.
kuna majina zingine hatufai kumention hapa. Let's tukae 7 days bila bail.
So stay. No, okay, I'm connecting with that story. The prospect of war, hii yote inatokea ku insulting Mama Jada.
But you know, there's something I realized because I was reading a book one day wakasema that when the Vietnam War was happening, they drafted a lot of kids, kids fresh out of high school.
Yeah.
So when you were trained wakawapeleka into the field, they realized that these guys were shooting above the enemy's heads. They weren't actually aiming at them because our saw were ready to
Kill.
fight, to kill.
Yeah.
So unaanza kurealize that normal people don't want to fight. Normal people don't really care. The only people who want to fight ni our tokoko juu who have this ambition like they feel like if I incite my people, the people who support me to fight, I will get to where I want to be.
Some local
Everyone
fingers.
is just
chaos.
Exactly,
Imagine chaos.
Everybody
You know what I
is
would
just
like?
working at
You know what I would
a
like?
personal advantage.
Hawa watoto wanataka tupigane. Hawa watoto wako na issue. Si tutafute tu 16 by 16
Bana.
ring. WWE. Tuwapatie tights. Tuambie ni aje mkulane
yani uko
mangumi.
ndani.
Mwenye anashinda anachukua akiendanga. As in si hatuna issue.
Kinda na back Kalonzo. Omse ni slippery. Anaweza kaa about on top.
Come out on top. That's what she said. So I think bukachi tuko time tuko poa. So honestly tumetalk about a lot. Even if inakaa little tumetalk about a lot, and this is why I requested you guys specifically for the episode because I knew tunaweza fanya kitu kai. And Ivy still not here as we are recording this. I'm still wearing the same clothes. If you watch this on YouTube. Ivy is still sorting out her things. She's going to perform I think tomorrow.
Homeland ya Didier Drogba.
Yes, she is going to perform
sir.
at the Grand Bassam International Music Festival in Cote d'Ivoire.
So, you love to see it.
So please, if you follow us on the socials or you follow Ivy, please go check us at our spamia huko.
Support
Mtajua.
We are now a big deal.
Wait,
So yeah.
Can I shout out someone?
So just a minute. So yeah, the mix is still there. Ivy amwashikilia msijali is still there. She'll be next. The next episode msitens atakuwa tu papa hapa
posted.
I stand a prepared DJ.
Yes. So before the music break, Capo Kenn peana shout out.
I wanted to shout out an organization, an NGO.
Oh, you told me about it. Yeah.
Called Usikimie KE. They deal with rape mostly.
Okay.
I'd love Morris post their
I will.
What are
pay bill. Mchanga.
Pay bill. Okay.
Sema hiyo jina ingine. What are you Morris?
I also have a
Oh,
Hafare.
Hafare.
to the fans.
It's called Usikime KE. Apparently, there's a lot of rape in Enelea.
Yeah.
A lot of sexual assault.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Nairobi, within our estates, within our neighbors, na watu wajui.
Your boys, your friends.
Mi nasema, okay, sawa. But nasema hivi, ukienda kwa police station, hausaidiwi.
Exactly. That's very true.
Because it will happen, but if you, the authorities wanyengo kusaidia wakusaidia. So, Morris atapost, but please, visit us on Twitter, atapost Twitter yao.
Yeah.
That's my good act
share,
of the
we will
the
share
day.
their socials and everything.
Okay.
So
I just want to say thank you to surviving
Mkala
Nairobi
Bomet.
fans.
Yes, mimi wa Elgeyo Marakwet.
On the
Mpokot
last
mse.
episode of season 2, I had requested for guys to contribute to my grandmother's medical appeal. I'm just here to announce that the surgery was successful. She got
We
her
stand.
physio and she's doing so well.
Love
she's
it.
set to go back now to her home in Kericho maybe next month. Apo, she's just clearing her last round of physio. I just want to say thank you to every single person who took their time to contribute. Every single person who spared a 50 bob, a 100 bob,
Love
200
to
bob.
see it.
We
Love
cleared
to
the
see
hospital
it.
bill without so much stress as we had hoped we would have. We had extra money to be able to pay for her physio and to buy her the equipment. Hey, you guys, let me tell you, Kenyans, we are literally one disease away from poverty. Take care of your health, you guys. Take care of your health.
get
I
your
can tell you
NHIF
for
by
free.
it helps.
Pay for your NHIF. Get medical insurance. It's not a waste of money. We learned, my family, we learned the hard way. But anyway, I just like to say thank you so much from the bottom of the Leitich family. Tuna appreciate.
I hope
sana.
there was a close-up of her
Yeah.
So yeah, and on that positive bit of news hata sikuwa najua, it's time for the music break.
Yay!
We're back from the music break. If you're watching this on YouTube hakuna music break, tunaendelea tu on everybody else on our audio platforms kama kawaida. Because of copyright we can't actually play the music anymore.
These corporations, man.
Anyway,
so
if you are on YouTube and you want to listen to our music, you'll have to check out our audio platforms.
Big up Ivy, DJ Ivy.
Big up DJ Ivy.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Taniwa in French ni?
I call her the baddest DJ on the planet.
Taniwa in French.
Taniwa.
Good.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Before we get to the final before the final segment of the show kama kawaida, as you know, this is when to introduce our creative of the week. And our creative of the week is somebody who's been with us from the beginning, from even before this podcast record the first episode. So and our creative of the week is Anthony Muisyo.
Yes sir.
AKA Antownee.
Bro,
if you see our logo,
take your flowers.
If you see our logo, our artwork, the wonderful Surviving Nairobi artwork that's on every episode, he's the one who made it.
Exactly.
In fact, something like little, he made it on a 4-hour trip kwa SGR akienda Mombasa.
Apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, like it took him 4 hours to make that greatness.
And me meet mse, excellent beard.
Yes, he has one of the best beards in the planet. Like his beard is just almost as good as mine. Good as mine.
Ako single.
Yes.
Actually accepting that, and you know, men usually struggle a lot with complimenting each other. The fact that he said like he has a really nice beard.
Yeah. Like unapenda mwanaume ana nywele kwa kichwa hapa juu. He's your guy.
Wait, kwa compliment is an observation.
Yeah, here's the thing.
It can be both, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Wait. Let me pick up my nigga.
I knew it.
Okay.
I knew it.
Anto is an amazing digital artist. Kama like our last episode akiwa.
Yeah.
Anto is an amazing digital artist. He has these amazing designs. He also owns and operates Pin in Billy, his t-shirt brand. I actually own a t-shirt.
Kichwa tu.
Kichwa.
Umeona hizo brand zake?
Yes. Nimeziona anyway. I actually own his t-shirts.
It's really
they are really dope. He makes statements. It's really dope streetwear stuff. So if you wanna look good, by the way, first of all check out Pen and Billy. But if you wanna see more of his artwork and just appreciate everything he does for Surviving Nairobi and for everybody, because he's the one who made our motion blur design and our reflections design on top of our original artwork for Surviving Nairobi and Surviving Nairobi Extra. He's really good at what he does. He was on CNN because of his artwork. So
I saw
can
it.
you believe it?
Yes, so see him to hivi.
Mumeomoka, please. Mumeomoka.
Creatives under COVID.
So yeah, creatives and exactly. It was creatives under COVID. Yeah, that was the segment.
That's a nice name for a segment.
Exactly. So if you go check out his work, he's I'll put all his stuff up somewhere in the description. You look at it. He's absolutely amazing. And yeah, Anthony Muisyo aka Antownee, absolute big fan of the show. That's our creative of the week.
Love
and
to
now,
see it.
To the final segment of each episode. Here it is. For everybody here, what are we grateful for? What are we happy about? What are we looking forward to? Yeah, we'll start with Capo Kenn tuendange hivi as a line.
Sorry, just repeat there.
What are you grateful for? What are you happy about? What are you looking for? What are you looking forward to? How's life basically?
Oh, okay, fine, fair enough.
Capo Kenn.
Hi, my name is Ryan Secrets on the red carpet. I'm grateful for very soon enda Garissa.
Yeah.
Any of my fans ama my haters kwa comments. Niambie vile ndaweza fika Garissa. Stage iko wapi? I've never been to that town. So I'm grateful that I'll travel to a new town.
Episode drop, you'll already be in Garissa. So what am I tell you?
How to survive.
Okay, any of my fans when you need time travelers, please use the expertise unisaidie. But I'm grateful that I'll be traveling to a new town, meeting new people and doing something new. And then the day Kwatendi podcast, it's a good chance to hear other people's opinions. Yeah.
You know, funny thing is, more than me and as in after me and I've mekuwa here the most.
Apparently.
It's like a 4th episode. Mekuwa every season.
I want to be your
Mara pili na
competition.
correct ni 5th.
I want
Fifth?
to be your competition. In Nairobi. Hafare.
Yeah.
I want to be here.
Actually,
this is my second.
Which
Then
year?
I want
It's
ni
4th,
invite
'cause
continuous.
Season one episode, season 2 episodes. Season,
Hey.
yeah, 4th.
Nilicreate episode
Yeah.
ile kwa akili.
Aujue hesabu. Mathematics. Hakuna mtu wa mathematics hapa.
Mathematic.
Please, as in energy.
So yeah, Alice tuambie.
For me, I am grateful for good health in the midst of a pandemic. And I'm hoping, we're waiting 2 weeks to find out. No, it's good health all through. And I'm just grateful to be able to get the opportunity to just be on Surviving Nairobi once again. you guys don't know. I just randomly shot my shot at someone who's an aspiring, great podcaster. I'm already a podcaster, but at that time I was an aspiring greater podcaster.
Love it.
And then I was just approaching Kina Hafare,
Love
Ivy.
it.
And from the time I shot my shot to now, this is my second time here. This is just a testimony for you to shoot your shot from wherever you're listening from.
Yep.
We're feeling it.
Because I've created such a friendship. I've got to meet such amazing people in the podcast space. And that's one thing I'm truly grateful for. And I'm just very excited to see my journey, especially in the podcast space as well. I have my own podcast. I'll talk about that later after this episode. And yeah, I'm grateful to be here, grateful for good health. And I'm looking forward to my life and how it's going to turn out for me in the future. So yeah, and 2020 has been very happy for me in the midst of a pandemic, and that's also another thing I'm grateful for. So for me, I'm just looking forward to what the future holds for me.
Me again, come out to last episode, I'm glad that I'm still able to do this even without Ivy. We're in a position where that our own things going on, but we're still able to make content even without each other,
regardless,
because there might be a point that Mr. Kwa,
and then she has to record.
we have people that who can step in and fill in the role, and I'm really glad for that. And again, I'm so happy that Ivy again ameomoka.
Kabisa.
I'm proud of you.
I thought kuomoka ni kuolewa by the
Wewe ni mshamba.
Ati kufanya
Ndio bwana
nini?
umetoka West Pokot.
Bana.
Ati kufanya nini ndio kuamoka?
Aish.
Anyway,
as in there's no time, but
Ai.
gavana wangu anaitwa
Anyway,
Tolgos.
yeah.
Anyway, everyone has a different
So, yeah.
definition.
I'm happy that we are able to get here and record, because honestly, for the people when you're going to understand that I've been talking for like 3 hours, so personally.
Yeah.
I've had to like switch out because I'm still wearing the same clothes as the last episode.
Get the man some water.
Sasa, hey, maji ya uzima ndo hii hapa.
Bana. Iko.
So yeah, I'm glad that we're still able to do this, that we're able to make a point where you can actually bring in new people and have new experiences. Even with these are all people who are not new to the show, but we're able to have new conversations and new opinions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just glad that all of you guys are listening. And that's it. Val, tuambie.
Well, for me, the one that I can think about at the top of my mind right now, I'm grateful for my grandmother's health.
Yes.
Who she went to hospital as, and who she was while she was there, and the person who arrived at my mother's house 3 or 4 weeks ago, and today is a totally different person. She's done so much work. Like she's been.
To be honest, you love it.
I'm just so grateful to God that at least my mom and I are in a position where we are able to afford to do this for her, to do this corrective surgery that wasn't that much necessary. She could have lived with the condition, but we're like, you know what? Please, you cannot be suffering like this. We have to do something about it. I'm grateful that we have that opportunity to do that. I am also grateful that I was able, or rather I am able to grow my legal business every single day. I run a company on the side, Cherono Legal, where I work with creatives, and there's nothing that edifies me more than that.
That's
even
a
how
niche.
I ended up at Surviving Nairobi today. Hafare will tell me I used to stalk them on IG. I found like one day I was traveling and needed to go to Kericho, and I'm like, hey, I need something to keep me busy on the road. So I'm like, popular podcasts in Nairobi. First thing I saw was Surviving Nairobi. Then I'm like, Club Culture in Nairobi. I skipped up to episode 5. I listened to Club Culture as the first episode, and I was like,
another testimony for you guys to shoot your shorts. Yes.
So I started listening to the episodes. I started DMing Kina Hafare. You guys, hey, your shit is legit.
But if you DM Kina Hafare and Ivy, they're so receptive and they listen. And I'm here for the second episode. This is the sign. This is a sign.
And here I am.
I have, exactly.
Being a guest at their show, and also being their legal rep. Like, I mean,
can you believe it?
Again, if you've been listening from the beginning, if you remember season 1 episode 8, the episode called "So You Hate Your Job," we had Collins. He's literally right here. Like you can just like pan the camera to him.
Exactly.
Hi.
He's here.
That's the thing.
As well.
And I think Bonnie is somewhere in here from season 1 episode 6 or 7. I can't remember. But Bonnie Amimo is somewhere in here. we always like to keep in touch with people who are on the show and just work together
That's
constantly.
good. And everyone's amazing.
And
The team is amazing.
And I think
well.
that's an edge that you and Ivy don't realize that you have with your fans. Like me, even like sliding in the DMs like that, it didn't even feel like I was doing. It didn't even feel. Yeah, I legit was sliding in the DMs because I was the person who like seriously surviving Nairobi people. Your win makes me so happy because I was already working on a strategy. I'm like, if I was to approach these guys and work with them like professionally, what would it be like? They invited me to a recording. Immediately after, I'm like, this is what we can work on together and everything. I don't think you realize, but your platform has provided me way more clients. As I say that I work with Surviving Nairobi. Oh, those guys, the chick, the DJ. I'm like, yes, those ones.
But for real, if you wanna, because sometimes with the way we plan episodes, we can't really have people just on the show because we have a structure on how we want people to talk. But if you wanna come and sit into a recording, we are always open. Kuna always, by the me, we will always provide you with food and alcohol.
Yeah. Mine is to say
food. Yeah.
Today
we didn't have any because I already ate. But I'm always the food person.
Yeah.
No, but Hafare, mine is to say that you guys are actually amazing for getting people who are, nobody ever tells these people, but I need you guys to know.
Take your flowers.
And it's not a tituko anyway. I just want you to know we love your platform and we are grateful for the opportunities you've created for almost all of us in this room. Even if it's just the job opportunity you've given some people here, we are entirely grateful. Both of you are such amazing people. And even though, sometimes you feel like, hey, they've invited me for this and then maybe it might be, they expect, but it's so freestyle and they genuinely create a friendship. And I don't know if you hear this a lot, but you two are amazing people. Yeah. And I think you need to try it more.
Come on.
Please.
I've never generated a friendship that has been beneficial and
for you to even speak about my shoes. Look at my these are the Babester. These are Babester.
Wait, remember,
these are Babesters.
Again.
Okay. Anyway, I was finishing my gratitude.
Sorry. Finish what you were saying.
Finishing my gratitude list. The other thing that I am grateful for, like she has said, is good health. We are in the middle of the pandemic. I have not caught coronavirus. I've been going to work. I've been doing my things. Of course, maintaining social distancing and like wearing my mask. Don't come at me. But at least I appreciate that good health is an investment. And my grandma being sick has taught me one thing. Kenyans, take care of your health. Drink the water. Eat the vegetables. Drink the supu, ya mifupa, if need be. Take care of your health. Because very many of us are literally one disease away from poverty. I learned that this year. If you don't take care of your health right now, and even my grandma was able to survive that surgery like that with her age because she took really good care of her health. We can't really be going through things like those if we don't take care of our health now in the youth. If 2020 has taught me anything, health is wealth, by the way. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to God for my family, for my friends, and this platform, Surviving Nairobi. I was looking forward to this all week, by the way. Every single time, nalala tu hivi nakumbuka, it's Wednesday, Friday's almost here. Then I'm gonna go record. It's only one night to go.
I think our only Friday recording, I usually record on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Thank you.
Before we go, I just want to ask Capo, I know Alice, you want to plug your shit. Val, do you have anything to plug?
Yes, of course. My legal business, Cherono Legal. I work with creatives. I am a master drafter and contract negotiator.
But does she say?
She'll get you your money by the way. She will get you your money.
Yeah.
Hey.
Val will get you. I can speak on her personally. Val will get your money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want contracts drafted, reviewed, any kind of legal work in the conveyancing and corporate department, my information will be in the description box, my email address and my phone number. You can call me for that.
Apatini. Alice?
Exactly. Now for me, it's not much, but mine is to say that I as well have a podcast.
Exactly.
I recently started with my co-host Alexia Musau. Our podcast is called Banter Over Brunch, and it's just good vibes, great energy, and all we talk about is life topics such as friendships and relationships and so on and so forth. Not just money talk, and we are a very informative podcast, so I think you guys should check it out. As well, I have a YouTube channel. I'm also a content creator. As much as we've talked about content creation in this episode, I myself fall into that category, and so I create YouTube videos. So you can check me out at Alice Kanji or Alice_Kanji on Instagram.
There's a video of the last recording we did.
Yeah, we also have a video with Surviving Nairobi, the vlog as well. So you guys should check it out. The BTS.
You watched
it already. I watched it already.
But honestly, for me, I enjoy listening to Banter of a Branch. I even called you like, was it on Wednesday?
Yeah, Hafare is one of my biggest supporters.
Episode iko
happy.
Because you had posted that it's not coming on Friday, it's coming next week on Monday. Monday nafika.
Enjoyment got the best of
but
us.
Anyway, listen to Banter of a Branch.
Yeah, please listen to Banter of a Branch. I believe that would also be in the description box below.
Capo, Kenn?
Fingers crossed.
What should I plug? And what was
Plug
the question?
to-
Your variety.
Whatever you want
Whatever
to
you
plug.
want to
Unataka
plug.
tu bibi
Your
watatu.
host skills, whichever, you know.
Unataka bibi watatu. Uko ready kubaya watu shawarma Lang'ata?
Apparently not.
Kimi, I love shawarma.
Okay. Nobody at all.
Nobody. Vow.
So we can
10,000
finish.
kilometers away, mtu ameona the glint in my eyes. Anyway, I'd like to plug the same enjoy plugged before.
Yeah.
I think people tuna underestimate the ability ya what you can do as an individual. Kila mtu akiamua kutoa so Nairobi, I guess tuko 5 million Nairobi, 6 million. Tutasaidia watu wengi sana. Very many people are affected by sexual violence. I think it's our chance.
Yeah.
Mnasema
No, I'm agreeing.
Nataka wase watu edo.
It's true.
Tunatoa. Hakuna mtu amekataa.
Because the worst part about what I'm speaking about, kuna so many people ni victims. Both genders. And I'm looking at the guys in this room. Just they don't speak about it. So everyone, I try to follow Usikime K. And look at what they are doing.
Details will be down here.
Pale chini apparently.
Yeah.
And I hope to see you everyone soon enough.
So.
Yeah, please.
Kutoka Garissa.
Creatives,
Uniambie.
call me for your
and,
strategies and
this
your
with one of
corporate
you know,
work.
I really enjoy these types of episodes where we can just riff and just bounce everything off each other.
It was purely
So-
freestyle, by the way.
For everyone who's listening, who's watching, I will be back the next
Yeah.
episode. So see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having us.